I think you pretty much just witnessed the hardest breath thing to take all day. Minus that one. I don't know if complacency is to blame or bad deeds that I refused or forgot to keep my receipts on. Shocked me when I came back around. And everything's still spinning because I still can't. Some of the things that happen to me are so weird and ironic and calculatedly deceivingly evil that I think it has to be by design. I don't think it just happens randomly. Maybe I'm crazy. I probably am. But I'll tell you, sometimes the way things are set up are just so funny that it's hard not to put it together and think, like, if that was planned, that was fucking brilliant. And only this person could have pulled this off on this day and made this happen. So it is fucking wow. Like the other day when I went over to a friend's house in the middle of the night because I left the Warming Center to get a t-shirt, and I don't know what my thinking was. I think the next day I was trying to, I don't know, stay awake from the methadone or hang out with some boy or who freaking knows. But I ended up on her porch for a couple hours and she invited me in. I fell asleep on her couch just for her to wake me up and tell me to that I smelled, and like everything had like the smell of I don't know what she called it on me, like beastie whatever, bestiality or beastie whatever, and it was just like mind-boggling how she came up with this or what would make her say this. But literally everything from my wig to every piece of clothing I wear, she literally ripped off me and forced me everything in my bags themselves in the washer, just for a few hours later, after granted not getting what she wanted, which I would have never guessed. Me eating her out was a definite to staying there because she's never been that way. I didn't even know she swung that way, and although I do like women, I prefer not to have them drunk, throwing up on themselves while I'm cleaning it up, going through withdrawals from Klonopin. I'm just barely getting my stuff together. Everything's still in the washer and dryer. I'm just barely getting enough on, minus my wig, to look decent enough to get into the healthcare ride to get my methadone dose that day. And then she goes over to her scooter and she freaks out. You touched my fucking scooter. You broke my fucking scooter. And 1 second, it was like, I kicked a bunch of people out, blah, blah, blah. You can do this, you can do that, you can do whatever. I'm never going to make you feel like other people do. You don't have to do anything to be here. You're a great person. You're amazing. God loves you, blah, 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 blah. To calling the people that she was just downplaying and didn't give me names to a couple minutes ago, but gave names at that point. People all in the circle of bullshit. And it was threatening me if I didn't get out of her house right that second. Now, my medical ride was already coming, but I'd be damned if there were certain things I would have left in that house. Because everything that I had on me, I had on me. Marriage certificate, all my paperwork and shit like that, because, like I said, I wasn't expecting to go there, and I had my briefcase. And I have a storage unit, but like I said, it was one of those days I just didn't get to it. And it's just a whole bunch of other shit. So I'm packing up, trying to go as fast as I can. She's 1 second begging me for eye drops because her eyes hurt, and the next second telling me to get the fuck out of her house, and a bitch has fucked up all her shit, and blah 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 blah. And she made sure to pay me back for the 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 toy and stuff like that. But I mean, it was my favorite toy. She wanted to keep it, um, but she hadn't had any in a long time, and I guess something about me brings out the lustful. I don't know what other way to say perv in everyone, but I'm like, no. I'm like, first of all, I'm not drunk like you're drunk, and two, like, no. But anyways, barely got my wig into a bag. Most of my clothes were soaking wet, carrying them down the street in my hands, which I didn't really have enough hands to carry most of it anyway, so I ended up having to leave some of it behind. What I left behind was, stuff that I could afford to lose. Not that I wanted to, but I could afford to. And I'm like, dude, she was way too good at this. So drunk and like knocking shit over and keeping me busy on whatever meaningless task she wanted me to do, so I didn't get time to finish my clothes, forcing me to do this and this for her, and then making sure my shit was well in the fucking washer, not even barely touch the dryer when she decided to turn on me. And it's like, if that wasn't planned, then damn. But as I leave, she says, am I a friend or enemy? And I said, friend. And she's like, yeah, I love you. Now get out. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Granted, and keep in mind that this is a woman who has been plastered drunk, broken a freaking window, had blood all over her apartment, and I've gone to the people at the place that helps her. I won't name the mental health facility that helps her and houses her, and let them know how inebriated she is and the things that she's doing in order to help her and get her somewhere safe, because she's not safe to be alone. I've been watering down liquor bottles every time I come over and trying to do whatever I can to stop her going in the freaking street and getting run the frick over. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get how you could see something happening and tell somebody to just go to treatment. Like, they didn't want Cinder to detox. They didn't want, she's a vulnerable adult and she's under your care, technically, right? So how the fuck is it that she gets to, that you allow her to be that inebriated in public? Everywhere she goes, she threatens people. She goes places she's trespassed from, yelling and screaming because they feel some kind of way about her or towards her. They, just do what they need to do to get out the door or whatever. On to the next day, on to the next situation, on to the next person. And it's like, that woman needs fucking help. And when she's dead on her own vomit or something like that, and you've told me I can't be over at her house because I'm a bad person, even though every time I come over there, after the first time you told me not to be over there, which the only reason I came over there is to make sure she didn't, one, get in trouble because she was trespassing somewhere and she was causing shit, and two, made sure that she stayed sober and got leveled out because she tweaked and she was not doing a good job, and thinking of spiders and snakes everywhere and shit like that, and basically took care of her. And then every other time that she had me come over and I saw that something was in disarray to the point that she was in danger, I told you, and nothing was done. You told her, oh, you need to go back to treatment, oh, you need to do this, oh, you need to do that. It's like, okay, whatever. But I'm the bad person. Anyways, just that one situation amongst so many others that I can name. Because anybody else, I wouldn't have come out of no clothes. I just said, fuck you, and nope, all my shit would have been hidden, from the second I got there. Like, she's the only one I would have let my guard down to that much, to have me outside in a bandana in the morning with barely any clothes on, looking like a two-dime whore, carrying my shit in duffel bags and shit, and garbage bags, to make it to the landing, to use my dosing. And the guy who runs the landing is like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's just another fucking day. Just another fucking day.